how you doing? Let's get to work. Hey folks, how you doing? Pat Butler, once again, your tall grass home inspector. Hopefully you're having a great day. And hopefully you had a great weekend. You know, it's Father's Day's weekends, and hopefully for all you fathers, you got a chance to reconnect with your families. And for those who are not fathers, got a chance to reconnect with your fathers as well. So hopefully you just got some time to kind of reconnect with your family because family is always important. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So what I'm going to do is talk to you basically. It's going to be a continuation of what we talked about last time. Last time we talked about Homeworthy and basically how to get started in it. But this time I want to talk a little bit more about its features and usage because I get a lot of calls, a lot of instant messages to explain more about Homeworthy, what it is, how it works, and all that stuff. And I'm going to give you my personal philosophy on it, but hopefully I can give you a little bit more than just what it is and some of the features that it do. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started, okay? So, all righty. So once again, we're going to talk about Homeworthy, the Homeworthy software, and the Homeworthy D.O.M.E. They're a little bit different, and we're going to go into that and a lot about its uses and features, okay? Now, normally what happens that I see a lot of times is that, you know, when we get introduced, especially in the home inspection community, we are always talking about, you know, when somebody introduces us to a new product, we are very skeptical. We are, you know what I'm saying, we're very protective. And we just want to know the basic things so we can make a quick decision on if it's going to do. You know, what is it? What does it do? How much does it cost? And if it doesn't fit my thin criteria, then I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't bother me. That I don't think is always the right way to approach something. You know, there are better ways to look at things. I'm not saying that those things are not important, but you need to have, I think, a broader perspective to see if something is going to work for you. And I'll give you a case in point. Um, I always told the story. It's an old story, it's an antiquated story. But there was once upon a time, there was a young lady. She wanted to become a famous actress, and she used to work at a bar. And you know, she's working around her tips and just trying to get her Hollywood break. And then all of a sudden, she came across one of her favorite idols. I mean, she had a crush on him since day one. And she went over there and she met him, and she's like, "Hi, I'm a big fan. I've always had a big crush on you. I just like to get to know you, and would you like to dance with me?" So he turned around and looked at her with his big smoldering eyes and told her that was the wrong question. So once again, I know that that's kind of like maybe an inappropriate joke at this time in society, but it does bring on a valuable point. Is that a lot of times we don't ask the right questions to get an answer that's going to benefit us or get us what we're really looking forward to. You know, we ask small questions. So if you ask small questions, you get small answers. But if you ask big questions, you might get a bigger answer and broaden your own horizons. I remember my friend Sean McNeil, my ace boon coon, my brother. He gave me a very important tip, and he says, "Pat, remember, whatever it is that we do, whatever it is that we are doing for other people, we are all tools. They are all tools, and all tools must work together for us to do our jobs. And if we're going to do our jobs for other people, then what we're doing is being a tool. So if the tools that you use are helping you increase your business and helping you make your life easier, then that might be a tool for you. If a tool is not helping you and not increasing your business, then that might not be the right tool for you. And I think that that's a better way to start looking at some of the things that we do as home inspections in or inside the home inspection community. Remember, everything that we do, not just the flashlights or the cameras or, you know what I'm saying, or the moisture meters or the infrareds. Yes, those tools are things, but the software, our platform, our trucks, our cards, you know what I'm saying, our interactions, our speeches, they're all tools. And these tools need to combine to give you the ultimate results. And sometimes there are tools that we don't think are necessarily the tools that definitely help us. So here, let me give you another example. What if I told you that if I could give you the ultimate cookie machine? It makes the cookies. It tastes fantastic. All you got to do is put in the ingredients. It will mix it at the right servings. It will cook it at the right temperature. It'll come out perfect every single time. Would you think that'd be worth buying? Most people would turn around and say, no, I'm in home inspection. Why would I buy a cookie machine? But if you happen to be in a neighborhood that's building a new school and they're building new houses around the area and people are moving into that area, a cookie machine may not be necessarily a bad idea. It's a great way to interact with the kids. If you have a little bag with your logo on it, you can interact with the parents, the teachers, and they can associate you with the community. So necessarily, that cookie machine might actually be more of a benefit than some of the tools that you have in your toolkits. And that's the thing that I just want to point out to you is that every tool must serve a purpose. If it doesn't serve a purpose, if it doesn't meet your end goal of what it is that you want to do, then that's a tool not worth having. But no matter what shape, size, or form that it comes in, if that thing can help you accomplish your goals and drive success, then it is a tool worth having. And if you are introducing a tool and you're trying to see if that tool works, see if there's a way that that tool is going to help you accomplish those goals and meet your needs and serve more people and hopefully drive up profits and sales and you become more successful. So I think that's a nice way to start looking at tools in your toolkit. And let's look at how tools have help in different tools innovate. Remember back in the day, there used to be the 20-foot ladder. If you was a competent home inspector, if you was worth your salt, you had to have a 20-foot ladder. 20-foot ladders was just enough to get up on the second story roofs of most residential buildings, and you had to have it. If you didn't have a ladder and you couldn't get up there and walk on the roof, then your competence of a home inspector could seriously be questioned. That was just a no-brainer. That was a must-have. But to have that 20-foot ladder, you had to have the truck that you carried the ladder on, which means it had to have the big rack. So if it didn't fit in the back, you had to have another way to carry it. So you had people that carried it on the sides, had it sticking out the back of the truck, but you had to have a big enough vehicle to carry these 20-foot ladders, which meant that you had to have more insurance, you had to have more gas. It just became part of the nature of doing business as a home inspector. But what happened? All of a sudden technology came out and they started making new innovations to the ladder. The biggest tool that we had in our toolbox got changed. They started using lighter materials. They started compiling against each other. They came out with the telescoping and the ladders, the little giants, and all those other things. And what did that mean? That means now that ladder had less of a logistical footprint. So if it had a less logistical footprint, then all of a sudden we didn't need to have the big vehicles. Now we can use smaller economical vehicles to go ahead and still perform our jobs effectively without that logistical footprint. So if we didn't have that big vehicles and we didn't have that big insurance to go along with it and that big, that 22 gallon gas tank, you could turn around, you could fill up with $15 or $20 and make it around town. What does that mean? That you actually save more money. So that's another way to look at tools. Even though you may have a tool that works, just because of different technologies and how things are evolving in our market space and in our business space, new innovations are there that also can be used to help us increase our bottom line and make life easier, not just financially, but in improving our business systems. So that's another way that we can start looking at tools. Either way, we just got to have a proper perspective of how we apply and look at tools, okay? These is just necessary things that if we want to be successful in our businesses, we're just going to have to look at things a little bit more differently than just that if it's, if it's a new thing, I got to have a new thing because I don't have it. Things that you may have may be obsolete, or there may be new technologies that may compete that might help you in the long run than it is what you have using right now. So sometimes you just got to go through a process to figure out if these things are actually going to help you. Okay, there's a lot of things that's happening, and not all business models are the same. So whatever it is that you move towards the future, you got to make sure that whatever it is that you use works for you. Okay? Just because somebody else may have it or somebody else is using it may not necessarily work in your market space. So wherever road that you want to travel down to become successful, if you want to be the independent home inspector or you want to have the multi-inspector firm, all these things are great ideas. You just got to make sure that whatever it is going to work for you. Okay. So I just asked for a couple minutes just to expand your mind and kind of broaden your space and see if a tool is going to help you in whatever facet that you want to do to be successful, whatever your business plans is or your business model is, that if something is introduced to you, is it going to work for you in that mind space? And I would like to try to get you to or encourage you to look at tools more down that road. There's a lot of tools that are being introduced in our market area, and they come and there's a lot of changes all the time. And I know that a lot of people have a tendency to say, no, I don't need it. Why do I got to spend that money? Think down the road. Is that thing going to actually help or hinder you? If it's going to hinder you, then of course don't buy it. But sometimes you got to go through a process and see if that thing is actually going to be good for you, or is that thing that you're using right now going to last you or be just as effective down the road? And don't be afraid to try new things. Okay, so that's I just want to start with that so that we could just get into a proper mind space as far as when you are introduced to something new in the market. And that's when I want to talk to you about the Homeworthy system. Okay, the Homeworthy system, basically there's two parts of it. Okay, you have what the original, the Homeworthy inspection software. Okay, this is where you can go in there and you can get this from the App Store, the Apple Store, and you can write reports. They have about I want to say at least 12 or 15, I lost count of different types of inspections that you can do inside of Homeworthy. They're very stringent, very strict, but they're very streamlined. So it just makes reporting a whole lot easier. So you have the original Homeworthy system, and then you have what they call the Homeworthy D.O.M.E. This is the one that you've been hearing more about if you've been in the Facebook groups. The Homeworthy D.O.M.E stands for the Document Office Management Environment. And basically what it does, it helps manage your documents so that you can make your inspection business more efficient. You can do a lot of things with your documents. Basically, imagine if you have a file cabinet, and each drawer of your file cabinet, you have different files. Each file is a home, and you can have all the corresponding reports in that particular file, and it's stored there. But not only is it stored there, but you can manipulate, manage the files, change the file, edit the files, send files to whoever you want to, request files from other people, and you can and other people can request files from you. So it just creates another internal space where you can become more efficient in your office space. So Homeworthy and the Homeworthy D.O.M.E was created by Bob and Carol Stamberg. They're out of Queensland, Australia. And what they did was they created this business software for them. Bob's been in the industry for over 30 years. He is a home inspector. He's been a home inspector instructor. He's also been a building certifier in Australia. He's also been a builder, contractor himself. So he's been around, and he knows what it takes to um, for other entities in the home buying and home building process to interact with each other. So what he did was he created this own system for himself so that he could create be more efficient at what he did. So he wrote his own software and he created his own filing system. And he used to have, multiple inspectors, but he decided to slim it down because him working more efficiently ended up meaning that he had more profits because he didn't have the high overhead of having multiple inspectors. And like I said, that's perfectly fine. If you want to have multiple inspectors, you can do that. But what he did was he created the system just to make life easier and to streamline the process. And since he saw how much success he had it, he decided to share it with his friends and other coworkers and inspectors and builders and contractors and real estate agents and real estate lawyers and all that stuff. And they can all interact with each other. And that's where the D.O.M.E came from. So basically, it was built for him, but now he just kind of opened it up for the rest of the inspection and the home building industry to talk to each other inside a system so that you can all manage the documents from one simple platform. And it's 100% secure. That means that he can't see anything that's in your property files. You can't see anything else from other people's property files, but you can share documents, which also helps you stay relevant in that home. We talked about being business consultants and how being a business consultant, in my own opinion, is going to evolve from the current model of the home inspector. This is going to kind of help you do that because what Homeworthy does and Homeworthy don't do, it assigns you to the property. When you create that business file, it will always be there in the cloud because it's cloud-based, it's cloud memory. If anybody ever goes onto the system, they will see that you've done work at that house, and now you have an environment that you can talk, send documents to, and know who that person is. So you'll always be assigned to that house because, as you know, it's very little that somebody builds a house and stays in that house until they pass on and the house is destroyed. That house usually has 3 to 5 different occupants or owners in that house within the course of that building's lifetime. And if you become assigned to that house, you are now building a recurring revenue stream from each particular house because you will be there for every facet of the house, from when it's being constructed to when it's being maintained, if it's being rented to it being sold to it being bought again. You can always be a part of that process. So that's what Bob and Carol have created with D.O.M.E. And that's why I find myself, me personally, very excited. But what I want to talk to you about is some of the features that D.O.M.E does. And we're going to compare it to some of the systems that you could apply it to than necessarily just talk about what it does. I think that's, again, a very limited way of looking at what a system do. So let's look at ways that you can increase your business or improve your business, or if you're new to the industry, how can Homeworthy introduce new items that you can add on in your inspection service at little or no cost that may bring high yields for the work that you do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about basically 3 samples and see how these how Homeworthy is going to work in that market space, or how you could apply Homeworthy in that market space. Okay, let's give it a try. All right, let's look at one that I started off in my business. We do chimney inspections. Okay, every year when it starts getting cold and the season starts to turn, it's always recommended that we go check out a chimney, clean it out, make sure that it's good to go, and it's a great way to bring a return revenue each and every year. You get your clientele. They know to give you a call in August, September timeframe. You go, you check out the chimney, and you can bring yourself and make yourself a good revenue stream, even if the home buying and selling market may ebbs and flows. Okay, and that's a very good way to make money. Now, with that being said, I know that already some people are looking at the chimney and is like, oh, wait a minute. You see those cracks here? You see the cracks here? And you see the crack in the chimney? And where's the chimney cap? And guys, stay focused. Work with me, okay? This is not talking about how to perform an inspection. This is about how to increase your business, all right? I am here to just show you the potentials of what you can do in your own business to make money. If you can't stay with that, I'm sorry. But just work with me. Trust me. I am here to help. That's all I'm here to do. Just try to help you along in the process. Okay? So let's continue. All right. If you're a member at Inachi, okay, as part of the CPI or the Certified Professional Inspector's requirement is to do chimney inspections, okay? And a level 1 chimney inspection is enough knowledge skill sets for you to do that type of service. And it's very easy to add on to it. So if you're already a CPI, you can already add this service in to become a more successful home inspection company, okay? And you already have all the materials right there in your training, because whether you do it the online version or you do it the book version, you can go on there and they already have a checklist that you can check off as a level 1 chimney inspector that you can do in your neighborhood right now and make money. And here's how you can do it in the D.O.M.E that's going to help you or can help you increase your business. Okay, so what you can do is if you have a checklist or a form that you can use, you can upload those forms into D.O.M.E as a PDF. If not, you can take it, you can copy it on the Microsoft Word and save it into D.O.M.E. Okay, and once you're inside of D.O.M.E, this is the dashboard and what the dashboard is. And everything that you will need to do in Homeworthy D.O.M.E is going to be here on the side. You see most dashboards with most inspection software, which is what Homeworthy was originally, is with the schedules and what you need to do and the time periods that you need to work those at. Okay. Also on the dashboard, you'll have what they call the tender request and tender receives, where you can actually request and receive notifications from other entities that are also using the D.O.M.E, such as real estate agent, contractors, other inspectors, and so forth. Okay, so all you need to do is take this, upload it to PDF. Okay, go to the PDF section in the task, tap that, add the PDF document, and it's in there. Once it's in there, you can map out the documents in the checklist. And once it's in the checklist, now you can take it and you can use that as a manipulated or as an editable file. Okay. If you need to know how to do it, go down here to support, and there's a video on it of how to take your PDF files and actually map it out. And if you need help, let me know. I can help you in the process. If you have Adobe Acrobat, we can help you turn that into into an editable file that you can keep inside of Homeworthy, and you'll keep that into your PDF files. All these files are inside Homeworthy for you to download at any time. So when you turn around and you upload, you doing the inspection report, and you want to add on a chimney inspection, you can just download the down to your tablet, and you can manipulate all these files with check blocks or circles or initials, whatever it is that you want to do, and you can save that document and upload it back into the D.O.M.E. And now the inspection and that chimney inspection is a part of that property file, and it's going to stay there forever. And that is a great way that you can do it. So you don't have to have another standalone inspection software to do additional types or ancillary services. You can do it all from D.O.M.E and underneath one roof. So that is one of the features that I find that's absolutely awesome is that you can import and manipulate documents right there in D.O.M.E for your use. Okay. So once again, if you're in Texas and you have Texas reporting software, we got that for you. If you have 4 points or wind mitigations, you're in Florida. We also have those already mapped out and editable. You just, when you go ahead and you sign up in the D.O.M.E, we'll help you out with that. Okay. Now, also, the one thing that is really incredible about Homeworthy is that you can keep all your text references inside a D.O.M.E. So, if you've ever been to one of the older inspectors or one of the inspection offices, and they got all these different instruction booklets and documents and technical manuals and training circulars that they use as resource materials, that once they get back to the house, you go back and you double check to make sure that everything's applicable, the right codes are met. You can now keep all those documents and all those books. If they're in PDF, you can keep them all on D.O.M.E absolutely free. So now you can have 20, 30, 50 books, ebooks inside a D.O.M.E that you can turn around and you can reference those materials. And not only can you reference those materials, you can actually insert page documents, highlight documents inside a D.O.M.E, inside a report. So if you want to give a little bit more of a detailed inspection outside of a residential home inspection, you can actually go to the line and paragraph of where it says how things are supposed to be, or as we like to say, what right looks like, and you can insert that inside of D.O.M.E and manipulate that and put that inside your report. So free and easy, and it's very simple to do. All you have to do is upload those technical files, those technical bulletins, and then you can download them inside of the, you just open up a PDF, you take a picture of it, and you put that picture, you take that screenshot, put it right into Homeworthy D.O.M.E, and you can highlight it, edit it, make extra notes on there to draw attention to it. Just that simple inside the software. Okay. But I know that there's a lot of people that still like their software and don't want to change. That is perfectly fine. You don't want to change. I know a lot of people's like, I spent a lot of money. I own my software. I don't want to change. I don't want to be back underneath a payment system. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same way. Okay. But if you want to keep your own, use your own inspection software, Homeworthy D.O.M.E works with 99.9% compatible with all property inspection software. It doesn't matter, okay? The one thing it doesn't do is that you can't use HTML onto Homeworthy D.O.M.E. And the reason is because Homeworthy is a document management system and not necessarily where you upload that. So if you want to send HTMLs as part of your inspection reports, because you have HomeGauge or Spectora, you can perfectly use those. You can just download the PDF version and keep a PDF version in D.O.M.E. If you need to send it to somebody, you can do that as well, okay, at no additional cost. All right, let's look at commercial. If you want to do a commercial inspections or want to add commercial inspections, Homeworthy is a great way that you can maximize your effects at very little cost, and you can do it very well right from your tablet. All right, so if you've been to one of the InnoNachi courses, of course I'm going to plug InnoNachi. I'm an InnoNachi member. I've been InnoNachi member for years. But the thing I like about it is because once you turn around and you sign up your membership, you can get all the training right there, and it's a part of your membership. I'm not saying that it's free. I'm just saying it's a part of your annual membership. You can just, sponge all the information that you need. Okay, I digress. Moving back. If you've been in Nick Gromiko's class about commercial inspections, you know that you do not have to do every particular facet of the inspection, okay? You don't have to be checking every single plumbing fixture and electrical hookups and, the big commercial lines and hydraulics. You don't have to know all that, all right? You build yourself a network and you let the network work for you. Well, how do you manage that network? You could do it so simple and very easy through D.O.M.E. Okay, but what you got if you using the documents, go into the class, and in there they already got the documents right there. You can download all those documents into PDF, or once again, you can just highlight and copy all the documents and create your own files, all right, as a PDF. So, sorry about that. And you can upload those into D.O.M.E, all right? And then all of them are here inside of your D.O.M.E, and you can use those as well, okay? And so you can do that. And what you do is now you can send, remember those things about the tender request? You can send a request. A tender request is basically a request for services, and you send that inside a D.O.M.E. And you can send that to an electrician, a plumber, a hydraulic tech, a structural engineer, and you send them out and they do their portions of the commercial inspections, and then you can download their files, or you can send the file that you want them to do. They perform the inspection for you, all right, and then you allow them to do what it is that they do. Now, all you got to do is collect all that information and write your report right from your desk, okay? You could be sitting somewhere in Starbucks and finish out the reports once they came back to you and generate the reports and collect the money, okay? And the other thing that I want to say about Homeworthy is that when you use the inspection software, now we're going back to the software. When you do the reports inside of Homeworthy, it automatically produces two inspection reports automatically. It will create a regular inspection report that you hand to your clients, and it automatically produces a redacted one. Okay, so if you need to send that off to a technician or a contractor or electrician or an attorney or an executor or whatever, you can do that, and you don't have to send that client's information. It does that automatically. Now, I know that some people, when you use your other inspection softwares, you have to go back and manipulate the document to take the client's information out of there. You do that, and you can still use it in D.O.M.E. But if you're using the Homeworthy inspection app, then you can do that, and it'll automatically create a redacted one. All right, that's one thing that Bob and Carol were really mindful about, is that they are really into protecting the client's data. Okay, they think that that is something that is very critical, especially in our market space right now, is to do that. Okay, so with that in mind, so we're going to move on to my something near and dear to my heart, which is, once again, pre-listing home inspections. This is a great way for you to increase your business, and D.O.M.E may, or I think may be a great way to do that as well. Now, before I move any further, let me say this. You can use any software or platform that you want to use. This is not in lieu of. You can use this as a standalone, or you can use any others. So if you're using one of the pre-inspection websites, you can do that. This is just a way that you can add on added value to yourself and to your clients using Homeworthy D.O.M.E. Or some people may be tight on revenue and don't know where to start. You can also use the Homeworthy D.O.M.E as a standalone by itself if you want to do pre-listed home inspections and still offer a lot of the services that the other companies can be, so that you and the partner real estate agent can be viable in their market space. All right. I find this something very fascinating and very exciting about using Homeworthy D.O.M.E in pre-listed inspection. This is the one that I personally use to do pre-listed inspections, and I will show you some of my secrets or some of the things that I do to do pre-listed inspections, and how I help agents market homes that are for sale using my pre-listing inspection package. Okay, let's move on. All right, the first thing that I do is I get my real estate agent their own personal D.O.M.E account. Okay, they can turn around and get the same free 30-day free member that you do. And then at the end of that 30 days, they can turn around and sign up for the free services, which gives them 5 free property files or 5 free inspections every month. Okay. There is a basic free service that you can use with Homeworthy. And I would strongly encourage you to get your agent to sign up for them. Tell them there's zero cost. Okay, I mean, unless they're dealing with a big multi listing property, saying one of the $1 million high end marketers that have like multiple inspections, multiple listings coming up every month, like 10, 15, 20. They have big teams. Then they can use the free service. But for that that newbie that's starting out and they got limited funds, this is the way to get them onto the map. It's just to get them, sign up, tell them that it's a free account. Need help? Call me. I can help you help them get their free account set up as a real estate agent. Okay, so so you get them signed up on a free account. Okay, and now they're going to send you a tender request for the inspection. Okay, and this is for pre-listing inspections or pre-inspections. Okay, so they send you a tender request. You go ahead and you do the inspection report. Okay, you do the pre-listing inspections, and you can, once again, you can use the Homeworthy app. It will automatically produce a redacted file that you can now use online. If you are using your own personal, you can still use it. Absolutely, it's going to work. It's already been tested and tried. Just remember to remove your client's information off of the inspection report. Okay, you don't want those clients being bothered by fielding phone calls and stuff like that. That's for you, and that's for the real estate agent. Okay, so go ahead and do the inspection report. When you send it back, the redacted copy, you send it back to the real estate agent. They're going to have in their property file this button. They're going to click on that button right there. Okay, and they're going to go to this button. It's going to generate a code. They take this HTML code and they can put it on their own personal websites. All right, and now when people click on that, they can now download the inspection report absolutely free. Okay, we're not charging for downloading inspection reports. All right, Homeworthy is designed to make sure that the home inspector stays relevant in his market space. All right, we're not selling data, we're not selling reports or anything else like this. This is just for you to be more relevant and have more resources for other people to use. And the more people that you service, the more you'll stay in business. The more stay in business, the more money you'll make. Okay, so that is the philosophy behind Homeworthy. But anyways, let's get back to it. They can click this and download the free inspection report. Or if you want to, you can turn around and take that same code, go to a website, create a free QR code, and now you can put this in a PDF document, and you can turn around and you can sell that document, or you can not sell it, I apologize. You can send that document to wherever they want to. They can post it in the corner store if you're in the world. You can turn around and you can put that on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, any social media site. You can put that, and as soon as they click on that QR code, or you can hyperlink it inside a file, and they can go ahead and download that inspection report for free. So now you're giving that agent free marketing to market that house just by doing business with you through Homeworthy. Okay, and there's a lot more products that are coming with that. The system is being improved constantly to better help you help your partners in this space. Okay, the more relevant that you are, the more people are going to do business with you. It's a simple business model, but you can definitely do that. And that's just one of the ways that I encourage agents to do that. Okay, so somebody either clicks onto it and downloads the report, or they click here, they go to a quick little fill-in page where they fill in their name and phone number, email address, and that lead information goes right back to the real estate agent. Okay, nobody else. And that is another great thing that a lot of agents find outstanding, is that they no longer have to fight um, for space like Zillow and homes.com or anything else like that, where they're paying $500 or up to $1,000 per month for to be premier agents on their platforms. Okay, and you're giving them the same market space for free. Okay, why would they not do business with you? All right, these are very powerful tools that's going to make sure that you stay relevant in where you do business and where you do home inspections. You're going to give so much added value at such little cost that people are going to want to do business with you because you reduce their bottom line. And if you're producing quality inspection services, then it's absolutely, as my friend Sean says, a no-brainer. Okay, and that's what Homeworthy is striving to do for you. Okay, now once again about uh, information or data collection. Bob and Carol want to make sure that you know this, okay? They are not in business to sell anybody's data, okay? Like I said before, the inspection reports are not being sold, okay? And the data is not being sold. In fact is, and I'm telling you this right now, that even the engineers can't see what's inside your property files, okay? They can't see it. The only way that they'll be able to see it if you're talking to them and you give them permission to get inside of your property, inside of your dashboard to help you figure things out. Okay. If you don't do it, they can't see it. Okay. And nobody else is going to have access to any other data. Okay. So that data stays with you. Okay, and that data stays with the real estate agent. So I just want to make sure that that is something that it's been a third rail inside the inspection community for quite some time, for almost over a year now, about data being stolen or data being shared or data being sold. This is not that type of party, okay? I will say it again. Your data and your client's data is not being sold to any third party. It stays right there with you in the file. Nobody else can see it unless you send it and you give it away, okay? So, but the agent will see that data, okay? It's their client too. They still need that data. And I don't think that a lot of people understand what a real estate agent does, because it is their job to make sure that they give that data of who's looking at that property back to those potential sellers. Okay, it is a requirement for a real estate agent to tell their client how many people has been inside their home doing open houses, how many times that thing has been looked at online and downloaded, and how's that house doing on the market space. That's what they're paying that real estate agent to do. And if that data is not going to them, they're not doing their job. So it is critical for that real estate agent to know that. Of course, if they turn around and they have that person who downloads the report and they can create another business opportunity, why not? Think of it this way. And I know that a lot of people said it before. If 10 people download their pre-listing inspection report, only one of them is going to buy. What happens to that other 9? Okay? If that agent can create a situation where they are, where they can still engage with those other 9, that they can get them and find them another home, once again, that's that agent's job. That's their business. Their job is to put people in the homes, okay? But what's the added value is now that you are also a part of that conversation because, once again, they saw your inspection report. They saw the quality of work that you do. So when it's time for them to buy, it is absolutely essential. You're going to be definitely in that conversation of who's going to do their home inspections, okay? Because they already know you. They already seen your quality of work. And that's what Homeworthy does, is because it closes that loop so that when it's time for people to buy and they've done the pre-listed inspection and they've seen that, your quality of work and they've seen your home inspection before, they're already familiar with it. They already have an expectation. And that's the key of being in business as a home inspector, is to help set people's expectations of not only the property, but your services of that property as well. So once again, those agents got to give that information back to those families so that they can see what's going on in their home, okay? And also, if those are new potential buyers, they are going to look for you as their inspector because they've already saw you, they know you, and if you gave a quality report, they already like you and trust you, all right? And when it comes to the most expensive purchase of their lives, they're going to go with somebody that they know, like, and trust. Somebody said, when all things are being fair and equal, people want to do business with their friends. And when all things are not equal, people still want to do business with their friends. All right. They are very nervous. And now you have created an expectation. Of course, they're going to want to do business with you. Okay. Because they've already seen that report. They already comprehended that report. And they know that you are competent because they've seen your work and they know what is coming with that. Okay. So once again, Homeworthy D.O.M.E has two standalone platforms. You have the inspection reporting software, and also you have the cloud working software. And the greatest thing about it is that you can run your entire business from the tablet. And you do that, you don't need a home office. You don't need great back-end management. It does it all right there from your tablet. And I think that that's something which you can consider a very powerful tool. Okay, so something definitely to consider when you are looking to improve or maximize your efficiency in your business is take a good look at Homeworthy. Okay, so we come back again to the elephant in the room. Now that you know that, how much does it cost? Okay, there are basically 4 or 5 tiers. The first tier is apps only, okay? If you just want to use the app, you can do that, all right? But again, if you want to do, after the first 30 days, you have the free trial period, okay? You can use the free tier, which you get 5 property reports for a month. And that means that you will still have, you'll be able to open and use, manipulate those documents, okay? Just because that month is over, that you lose all control or access to it. Once again, that's not what this program is done. You will always have, you can always sign back into it, and anything that you've done in the past, you will always have access to it, okay? Now, the reason that I blocked these prices off, because a lot of people saw those prices like, wait, that's something I can't afford, okay? The one thing that you have to remember, or I encourage you to remember, is that remember this: those prices that you saw on the website are in in Australian dollars. Okay, those are the prices that if you was in Australia, you would pay for. Okay, the dollar has a higher rate than the Australian dollar. Okay, so the original price for these prices are going to be a lot cheaper. So the original standard, which is 20 property files or 20 inspections per month, all right, instead of being $79, is only $59 a month. And you have unlimited documents and attachments for those files, the cloud storage, the redacting and the stamping, email the file to the clients. You can also text message now. to the clients. Like I said, this thing is a monster, okay? And your complete property law, and then you're going to get 10% off on your on any software that you use, okay? And all your credits are going to be up here in the in your taskbar in your Homeworthy Dome, okay? And you can buy those services, okay? And it's per use per month uh, pricing. So once again, these are US dollars. So you will buy for the standard 20, you'll get basically $50, $60 a month, $90 for over 50 property files, which is about the most, a majority of the single inspector firms. You will probably be in here. And if you have a multiple inspectors, then you probably pay this 187, and that's completely unlimited. And let me say this about Homeworthy Dome, because there's a lot of other inspection software that you have to pay per user. Homeworthy does not have that. You are paying for access to the property files. So if you have 4 or 5 inspectors, you're still only going to pay one of those prices, okay? You can always go back here to users and add as many home inspectors in your system as you want. You want to add them in there, they'll do that, and you can and you can use that, um, put them in the users, and they will be able to have access to your files, okay? Now, down here is how much would it cost if you're in Canada, okay? So if you're in Canada, instead of paying $79, you're going to pay $70. Instead of 119, 170, you know, because your dollars are going to be a little bit closer, still a little bit better, but more close to the actual price than it is for the US dollar, okay? So don't worry about those prices here. You're looking at probably, like I said, $60 for 20 property files and $89 for the monthly files, okay? And also, let me say this as well. Homeworthy works with all other inspection software, okay? If you're using ISN, this dovetails to ISN. In fact, you can create your property files in ISN, and you can sync them into the Homeworthy platform, okay? And you can do that as well. There's a lot more things that this thing or what Homeworthy does. It just is so much. I cannot sit here in one sitting and go through all the different features. But have no fear. You sign up for a free account. You can go right down here to support, and they have tutorials on everything that you can do. Okay? And if you need special documents, special PDF for you to do your job, or you need PDFs for your real estate agent to do your job, let us know. We will help you either download or create those files so that you can give it to yourself or give it to real estate agents or subcontractors. If you want to move into commercial inspections, we can help you with that. Homeworthy is a system for you to just be more efficient and be able to manage those properties, and you don't need to have a high or a lot of logistical back end to do it. You can do it all from the tablet of your computer, okay? It's 100% based in the cloud, both sides of the platform, and it's so easy to use, okay? So that is basically it. Like I said, this was a very long, and we had a lot of information to cover, but I just want to let you hear from me. This is something that is very new, and it is constantly evolving, and there's even more things that are being added onto the Homeworthy Dome. All I say is just give it a try, all right, and try for 30 days, and if you're not happy with it, then you can just leave it alone. You don't need a credit card to sign up for it. You don't even need a credit card for your first 30 days, okay? At the end of the 30 days, it's going to prompt you to what service that you want. You click on that service. You click on the free service, it'll automatically take you down to that a free service. You get 5 property files, and you can just move with that. If you want to do more, then you can move up more, and then you can put in your payment information then at that time, okay? This is just built for you. Now, once again, here's my disclaimer. I plan on doing a lot more content like this. This is something I very much enjoy, and eventually I want to move into this space more and more, okay? If you go ahead and do that, a small percentage will come back to me to help create more content like this, and so that I can bring this content to you, okay? So yes, I will be getting a small donation, a small portion that goes back to me for this, all right? I don't want you to feel manipulated or feel like you got used or you got hoodwinked that I'm selling a product and I didn't tell you that I was going to get some financial in from it. I am getting it. I promise you I'm not going to get rich from it, but what I am going to tell you is that it's going to help me finance a lot more things that I want to do inside of this space right here. Again, I don't want you to ever feel like I'm lying to you or I'm trying to manipulate you. I don't do that. I like to sleep at night knowing that I help people. I get up in the morning, and that's why I became a home inspector. It's just because I like to help people, okay? It's just something I find fascinating, fun, and exciting, and like I said, it's a reason to get up in the morning. But enough about that stuff. This is what I need you to do, okay? Let me know what you think about the content. Also, you want to ask me more questions of how I do things in my business, instant message me or leave comments to know below in this. If you're looking this on YouTube, Facebook, you know, you always can instant message me. If not, you can always email me, okay? I'm going to give you one of my old emails that I don't use anymore that we're going to use for this particular channel, okay? You can go to Tallgrass Home Inspectors with an S at yahoo.com, okay? Once again, that's Tallgrass Home Inspectors at yahoo.com, and you can email me if you want to get something a little bit more private and a little bit more lengthy. You can send it to there. Just write in the title homeschooling, and I will know that it has something to do with the content of this program and the other things that we have, okay? Those are the three best ways to contact me, okay? So once again, Homeworthy is an excellent system. I think it's fantastic way to improve your business, all right? I would not even bring it to the table that if it wasn't something that I wasn't using, and I think that it's fantastic, okay? So give it a try. Let me know. Comments. Also, if you want to talk about more, because this is not just going to be about Homeworthy, there's going to be a lot more content in this program inside of homeschooling. And if you want to give me topics to talk about or things you want to have questions about, once again, those are the ways to reach me. Tell me what it is that you want to have, and we'll definitely create some episodes for you in here about the things that you have questions about. Once again, this is Pat Butler. Hopefully you're having a great day. Take care of yourself. Make every day Christmas, and we'll see you again. Take care. Peace.